Oh, Rob is a line that Laura Petrie used to say to Rob Petrie on the old Dick Van Dyke show. Those of you who are probably under the age of 35 and or are at least nostalgia buffs, um, the remainder of you probably will not get that reference. But that's neither here nor there. Because this is going to be about Rob Liefeld. Uh, the other day, I was on the Inveterate Media Junkies website, and a commenter whose name escapes me right now um, had less than flattering things to say about Rob. I know that's a shocker, but it's true. Anyway, when he made his comment, I forget whether or not he put a link to it or not. But when he made his comment, um, Ian, aka Inside Man, decided to let him know that he was going to be doing an article in the near future about Mr. Liefeld. And I dared so later when I was on Twitter because Ian and I kind of cohabitate in the same Twitterverse. He posted a link for his WTF segment, which was going to feature Rob Liefeld. Now, I think of myself as being fairly pragmatic and whatnot, but occasionally I will rush to judgment, and for that I give 1,000 apologies up front to Ian because my initial thought was when I saw that tweet was, okay, here we go again. This is going to be just another piece where someone is going to add a layer on to the all-you-can-beat Rob Liefeld souffle. As it turned out, the reason for my apology is simply this. What Ian turned in, what he had written, was a well-paced, well-thought-out, well-reasoned, well-measured article dealing with what Rob has said that was derogatory toward Stan Lee. And while it wasn't a piece that I'm sure any of his immediate folks would have liked, it also wasn't a part of any kind of feeding frenzy, which is why I seldom talk about Rob Liefeld. Anyway, the issue came up that Rob had basically stated, and I'm paraphrasing big time here, but he had stated that his wish was that Jack Kirby would arise from the grave and essentially lay the smack of down upon Stan Lee. Now, as far as my feelings go on this, I'm all for freedom of speech, as apparently Rob Liefeld is too. But I think where Rob Liefeld missed the boat was that he should know that with uh, freedom of speech, you don't get an entitlement to freedom from consequence. And the other thing is, I don't question the wording that much of what Rob Liefeld said. Because I know Rob Liefeld's not alone in this. There are a number of people that have objected um, um, to um, what they feel is Jack Kirby's not being acknowledged the way he should from Stan. Um, but going back to Liefeld, my concern is not so much with his wording, but with his motivations. It's bad enough if what he said off the cuff, and he just spoke what he felt truthfully. That's bad enough. But to me, what's worse is the possibility that he may have actually said what he said just to keep him in the spotlight. And there's a tact that I do like, that I don't like how he used it. And that tact is it's better to be looked over than overlooked. More times than not, that's something that I agree with. But I don't agree with it in how I felt that Rob Liefeld used it. Because he used it in a way where it's more you're propping yourself up while pushing someone else down. And to me, if that was the case, then that was truly even way more unconscionable than him just speaking off the cuff, which was bad, bad enough from the start, as I mentioned before. But to move this away, excuse me, to move this away a little bit from Rob and in part from the article, as I mentioned, Rob's not alone in this. There are a number of people that feel that Jack has not gotten his just due. And the people that have felt that way, they have made their feelings known, although they've done it in such a way where they don't draw attention to themselves like asses, the way that Rob Liefeld did. But yeah, I've heard even from an interview, and I think this is probably over 10 years ago, where Stan basically said begrudgingly that Jack Kirby will be considered a co-creator. And I think a number of people have seen either that interview or have seen interviews like that, and have formed sometimes callous, sometimes harsh opinions on Stan Lee himself. But when all is said and done, Stan Lee's contributions to the comics world, were he not in the comics world, who knows how things would have turned out, and I believe, regardless of how one feels about Stan, that without him, the comics world today would be a lot different than it is right now. So that's really all I wanted to sort of talk about. If anyone else has come across this Rob Liefeld piece, whether it's via the Inventor Media Junkies or anywhere else. If you care to comment, I'd love to read what you have to say or hear what you have to say with a video response. Either or. But anyway, that's my 2 cents in. Until next time, night out.